Hello everybody, this is Bio Krobo and I'm back and I'm going to be continuing with our series called Surviving, and today I'm going to focus on how to survive and its importance. I'm going to start with a little anecdote from a trending docu-series by Lifetime called Surviving R. Kelly. Now in this documentary, if you haven't seen it yet, it focuses on this mega superstar, this R&B legend, and some people call it genius, R. Kelly, and his alleged propensity to hold and have sexual encounters with young underage women. A lot of them whom he held captive against their own will, and some who have escaped, and allegedly some still in his dungeons or studio, wherever he keeps them. Now, I'm not going to focus on the story itself. I want to refer to these women who came out of this situation. They are being referred to as survivors. They're being referred to as survivors for a reason, because they went through something that was very difficult, and they came out on top, and they're being celebrated for it. Just to point out that there's no shame in surviving. Surviving is human instinct. Before we got to any point, whether you believe in creationism, you believe in Darwinism or whatever, we all agree that there's a stage in human history that we had to survive, and then we get to other things in our life. Away from that, surviving is a very essential part of any challenge or difficulty, and being a survivor is and should be celebrated. About 70% of new businesses fail and close down. That's a very high bar. And majority of these businesses all close within the first year of opening. And I repeat, majority of new businesses fail. I don't know the statistics on that number, but it's pretty high. You can Google it, you can check the facts, and you'll see that what I'm getting to is very important. So a business surviving that very first year is something worth celebrating. That's why we have anniversaries. Even babies being born. What do you think you're celebrating your birthday for? You're celebrating life. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and the list goes on, So, survival is not something that should be downplayed or taken for granted. I will not go into failure today, because that is a topic for another day. However, a business surviving, especially the first year, is no easy feat and should be celebrated. Let's move on to something else. A drug addict in recovery's life as well. Obviously, people who go through abuse, accidents, shootings, and in essence, no matter how much you do, eventually, if you get past it, eventually you get to thrive. You are always a survivor first. No matter how much you thrive in your life, first of all, you got to survive. You're a survivor first. Yet, just surviving isn't good enough. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should just be a survivor. That's basically the definition of being mediocre. The Holocaust survivors of World War II, for example, are more than just that. Yes, it is usually mentioned in their accomplishments when they talk about their biographies and so on, but it's never all that they are. Most of them made purpose beyond that in their lives. From business owners to family patriarchs and matriarchs, and so many other things. We tend to know a lot about. We probably have a few in every neighborhood. That drive to survive must always be there in order to move to the next level in your quest, and you want to be a thriver, if I assume correctly. But you have to have that drive to survive first in your quest to thrive, because life will test you. Life will test you and your ability to get up whenever it throws you down, and that may be all that exists between you and the next step. between you and thriving, just your ability to survive. You know? So, basically, your goal might just be getting through to the next day. And getting through to the next day, your whole life could change. Okay? So, remember, you can be a ThriveHolic too. You just have to survive, strive, thrive. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as @ThriveHolics, and on Twitter as @ThriveHolic without the S. Thank you for your time, and I hope I can see you next time.